So this is recording.
Yeah, we're doing our test.
We don't know why, but you're listening to This is a Test, and here's a song. John and Phil talk for a while, have a couple of beverages, and then write a song. Tonight's show is brought to you by Ed's Superfloss. It isn't just for teeth anymore, and Aunt Fred's higher fructose corn syrup, with real chunks of corn. And now back to the show, already in progress.
So what are you drinking, John?
Tonight I'm drinking Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition.
Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition.
Yeah,
I've never even seen that. Where did you get that?
I got the Liquor Boy has it.
Oh, Liquor Boy.
Yeah, Liquor Schmicker. Yeah, they right now they have it for like $17 a bottle, which is really cheap. And it's good. It's a blend, just like regular Cutty Sark, but it's a little bit, I think, higher quality. It's a 100 proof, which tastes really good. And I think for that price, it's good. A lot of places charge more like 30 for it, and I don't think it's worth that much.
So Cutty is kind of a cheaper Scotch.
Cutty is one of those old school blended scotches that I remember my dad drinking when I was growing up.
Kind of a daily Scotch.
It's a daily driver or whatever you want to call it.
I shouldn't say cheaper, but it's less expensive.
Well, it is less. I mean, the regular version of it, you can get, for $12, $13 maybe. I haven't looked at it recently, but
I've never seen other editions of Cutty though.
Oh, okay. Well, it's easy to tell because the conventional Cutty Sark, if you remember it has the little ship on it.
Yeah, but that's the only one I've ever seen.
That's the yellow and black.
I didn't know that Cutty had other special editions.
Yeah, I don't know when this one came out. It's been around for a while, but they made it's got a black and white or beige and black or something like that.
Beige
label on it.
Beige,
yeah,
is that
Asian.
like
no beige?
Is that like a beige Asian?
Yes,
it is. A beige
Asian whiskey is really in right now, Phil.
No, but I've never heard of a Bajan.
The British invasion? I don't know. See, we're not going to have any trouble coming up with stuff on this show.
No, I don't know, maybe, but we'll have lots of edits.
Unbeknownst to John and Phil, there would be no edits due to the editor's strike.
Well, that's the beauty of it.
Or we'll just edit together all of our laughs at the end.
Yeah, with
to music. Wow. Oh yeah, the secret horn track.
I'll get my cat to make noise too.
Meow. I didn't record that, but he was on earlier. Smokey. Smoke? Skype. No, what
Ash.
was it? Ash.
Petey Scotch Ash.
Petey Ash.
Oh, you have those stupid bugs, those orange. They look like ladybugs, but they're stink.
June beetles or something.
Oh, there's one crawling across the counter here. I hate those fuckers.
John really dislikes lady beetles.
Well, see what they do is they in the winter or whatever, or when it starts getting cold, they get into the little crevices in the houses, or maybe in your house.
Oh,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but they look like ladybugs, so you don't want to kill them, but they're not. They're a little lighter orange.
Yeah, and they really reek when you kill them.
Wait, is that more the yellow kind, or the...
No, these are orange.
Okay, because there's a yellowish one, too. What's that? I don't know. Anyway, I don't eat bugs anymore.
Well, they are high in protein.
Some are. Maybe they all are. I don't know. So today Chuck,
so just before we get off the topic, this particular whiskey is really good, but it's only good if it's cheap.
It's not worth $35.
No. I think $20-ish is a good deal for this.
Well, okay.
If you see it cheap, give it a try.
I would like to try it. So
oh,
Chuck,
by the way,
what? Who? Where
before
are
we
you?
get off again, I just wanted to because this saves me having to text you or something later.
Oh, let's text everyone.
Um,
CC.
Yeah, so I did score another bottle of Eagle Rare,
Yeah.
and I was happy to still get that for $29.99.
Yeah, I saw that recently at the same price.
I think
Now,
that's
but you got that
anyway.
at you got
this is
that
at Hy-Vee.
at IV. Hy-Vee.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the only place around here that has it at a good price. So
Now, the store near me has used to have it for 29 for quite a while last summer, and now it does again. So I don't know if
it's a good deal for that.
yeah.
I mean, it's considering it's basic. It's similar to I would call a 10-year-old Buffalo Trace.
We'll never know what Chuck said.
Buffalo Trace used to be my go-to.
Yeah, it's good. I haven't had it for a while just because most places either don't have it or they charge too much now for it.
Well, Buffalo Trace, maybe it's getting trendy, but it was
trendy.
it was only $1 less than Eagle Rare, but
I know
the same company makes it though, right?
It's from that same basic what they call a mash bill.
Dan's. No, I don't know. I don't know the name. It's not Dan's.
Yeah. But I think people get really into that because it's the same basic recipe that they make Pappy Van Winkle from, which, is the holy grail of whiskey right now.
Oh, I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen that one.
Pappy Van Winkle?
Do you feel like you've been sleeping for 20 years?
Well, not where. I don't think I've
You've
seen
heard
it.
of it, though, haven't you?
Yeah, but I haven't.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
No.
I mean, some of the stores, they get a few bottles in every year, and they have lotteries to
Okay.
people to buy it and stuff. It's just insane, and from what a lot of people say, it's not nearly worth what people pay for it.
No.
Anyway, I'm getting off topic. You're talking about our friend Chuck.
I lied.
Yeah, well, he showed some pictures today. He was at some weird little island up in the Arctic Circle somewhere, and he had a picture of a Viking sheep. Have you ever heard of one of those?
A Viking sheep or a ship?
Sheep. It's this little tiny stunted sheep kind of thing, but it looks almost like a goat. It has horns and stuff. And anyway, evidently, the Vikings would put them on their ships with them, and then they would get the milk. But they were smaller, so they could get on the ship. And this may be all a bunch of hooey. But, I guess at some point they'd eat them, but I don't know. They're very cute, but I was curious about what they might taste like. And what sort of beverage would you pair with a Viking sheep? Some grog or something. What do the Vikings drink? I don't know.
Bud Light? I don't know.
No. I'm part Viking, and I don't even know.
You're supposed to know this. I don't know.
Well, no. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
I think some of that knowledge has gone.
Sheep.
Yeah, Viking sheep. Okay. So let's say.
So we're talking like lamb or something.
Let's say lamb. What would?
Okay.
But normally people would get a wine with that, I suppose.
Yeah,
Like a nice
I think so.
red, like a.
Sure.
So okay.
Like a good Pinot.
So here's another thing. So like wines. Usually, I watched some documentaries, and wines. The darker the color, generally, the better they are for you with the antioxidants and whatever else. Is that the same with whiskey?
No, I don't think so.
No, there's no correlation between darker.
No, I mean, I don't think there's any whiskey that's supposedly better for you, for one thing.
Well, maybe none of them are.
No, I don't think so.
Well, they're good for certain things, but maybe not for your health.
No, I mean we can totally get down into the weeds about fake coloration in whiskey, and
because
a lot of whiskeys do have fake coloration. Sorry, I had MSNBC on in the background, and it.
Oh, who is that? Is that I haven't watched MSNBC for years.
Since I'm an old man, I have to do stuff like my dad, and so sometimes if I'm cooking and stuff, I have to have like Chris Matthews on.
Oh, Chris Matthews.
He's exactly the same as he was
Is he
decades
still around?
ago. He's on every night.
Chris Matthews has particularly hard balls.
Now he's the guy he worked for Carter.
Yeah, I think he did. He worked for somebody way back when.
I don't know what he did for Carter. I think he maybe shined his shoes.
Yeah, he might have.
No,
I don't know. He's been around forever.
He probably was what are they? Not consultant. In political world, they call it something different.
Consigliere. No.
Yeah, well, something like that, right?
Yeah, that's like this Michael Cohen guy. Yeah.
Oh, well,
For
he's
Trump, yeah.
He's special. No, he's a fixer.
I don't think Chris Matthews was a fixer. No,
I don't think that. Nothing against Chris Matthews, but I don't know if he's ever fixed anything.
He interrupts you all the time.
He fixes things with duct tape. He doesn't seem very handy.
No.
That's okay.
But my dad used to watch him all the time.
I think he worked for Carter though, but I don't know in what capacity.
Yeah.
Maybe he shelled the peanuts.
He'd be damn good at it too.
Well, he could shell.
Anyway,
with
what
his
were
voice.
we talking about? I don't even know.
No,
oh,
well,
I just was interrupted because the
I don't
TV
even know
came
if this test is working.
No.
I'm getting sound levels.
Are you using one of your recording microphones?
I'm using an MXL 990, whatever that is.
Is that the skinny one or the fat one?
No, it's not the skinny one. It's the fat one.
Okay, I know that one.
I'm guessing it's Chinese.
Yeah. I used to use those at the old band shell when I worked there.
Yeah. Well, I have the skinny one
cheap.
too, but I guess it's.
It came in a package. There was the skinny one and the
you were there when
little boy.
Boy.
They should call it that. Yeah.
Fat Man and the Boy.
Little boy.
Wasn't that like a 70s detective show starring that Conrad guy?
No, it was
William Conrad.
You know what Fat Man and Little Boy is, don't you?
Is it a Scotch?
Hey, that's a good idea. No, that was what they called the first two atomic bombs they dropped on Japan.
Oh, okay. No, so what was? No, there was William Conrad or I think that was his name. He was kind of the poor man.
Yeah, William Conrad. He was around.
The poor man's Orson Welles. But didn't he have like a detective show where he was the fat man and there was something else in the 70s?
There's something. I don't know.
I think it was the Fat Man.
Something in the Fat Man or...
Yeah. Chico. No.
Chico and the Man. Chips.
Chico and the Chips.
Yeah, BJ and the Bear. So, speaking of BJ and the Bear,
how many likes do we have now?
I don't know, but, it's the funniest thing happened. So, when we put that video up, I turned on the ad thing on Google, YouTube.
Yeah. We got
so we can make some money.
You monetize.
Yeah, I monetized the video, figuring, well, we should make some money off of Sean's song.
Why not? Hey, we were there too.
Yeah, we were there too, and he wasn't gonna put it up, so I might as well make the money.
Well, you made the video.
So I did that, and nothing happened. I just kind of rolled my eyes and said, whatever, didn't matter. And the other day, literally, I get this thing in the mail, like a piece of paper, not from Google. Yeah. And it had this thing that I was supposed to put a pin in, so I can verify my AdSense account. Okay. And I'm going, whoa. Okay. What happened?
Was it like 5 cents?
Am I gonna get $1,000?
No, I probably not.
And so I log in and all that stuff. It's like, well, this must be a big deal if fucking Google is mailing me something.
John is a potty mouth and a communist.
I mean, they must hate doing that. But so
did they use Amazon?
Yeah, I know. So I log in and I put in my little number and all that stuff. And I this is the first time I've looked at it since I set it up, because I figured, well, they'll tell me if I made some money, I'm sure.
I set up some of my things for monetization, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So I look it up, and my grand total is like $13.01.
It's strange.
And I go, oh, okay, $13. That's pretty cool.
That's
but
a lot of likes, though, isn't it?
They don't pay you until you get $100.
Oh, sure.
So I'm not going to get anything unless it really goes up. So
Well, we
all you people listening, go watch the BJ and the Bear video on my channel.
which is shoes for
It's
industry.
Knowles.
Knowles knows.
Yes.
Okay, everyone, go.
I'm
going
to put a link to it when I post the podcast in the little thing, so people can click on it.
So all three people can go to that. No, but each person needs to watch it 3,000 times.
Right, on a different computer.
Oh, because it tracks each one.
Well, I think if you keep watching it, I bet it doesn't count.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised it has $13 because they probably only pay like a penny a thing.
I don't know. The thing is, I couldn't figure out which videos I was making the money from.
Oh, it's all of yours.
It's all of my stuff. So I mean,
oh, they don't itemize it.
A lot of my videos, I don't have ads turned on because I didn't make them.
Yeah,
they're just old VHS recordings and stuff that I just put up there and
sure.
Figuring, well, nobody else did. I might as well do this.
But if you didn't set those up for monetization, it wouldn't have counted those.
Yeah, and most of them I didn't, but I did a few. So I got to figure out how.
Oh, there's probably some way if you go in there and look at what went to where, but...
Yeah, if I make it to $100, though, I'm going to take you and Sean out for dinner.
Well, we might...
At the very least.
That sounds good. Steaks.
Yes.
The stakes are high.
We'll all go to Mancini's.
Yeah, or you could just grill for us. That's fine.
Well, at least then I'll buy a good bottle of scotch.
There.
Better than Cutty Sark Prohibition Edition to bring us back around.
So how did they come up with the name of Cutty Sark? What is that reference? Is that a name of a ship?
That's a good question. It must be.
The old Cutty.
I think that's the name for like a sailing ship.
Maybe Cutty means it cuts through the sea.
The bottle I've got. I'm looking at it from across the room here. I can't read all of it, but
no, it's looking
one
at
of those. It's really hip right now to have booze that has some prohibition connection.
I know.
And this one has this is like it would have been in the 1920s.
Supposedly.
Cutty apparently was one of the whiskeys that was imported by a lot of the runners.
Yeah.
Booze runners that brought stuff in.
And basically it was made in a bathtub.
Well, supposedly it was from...
No, they imported it.
They claim on the bottle at least, and I don't know if this is true, but the expression...
This particular blend was sent from somewhere else.
Yeah, so the expression, the real McCoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a Western, though, not Scottish.
The real McCoy supposedly is referring to this guy named McCoy who imported or smuggled a lot of whiskey into the United States during Prohibition.
So it's not a Western thing. Why do I associate that with the Westerns?
Yeah, I don't know, but again, according to this, again, it might be bullshit, but supposedly this McCoy person, they called this like, well, if McCoy brought it in, it was not like fake homemade stuff or watered down. It was the real McCoy. From where? Scotland? Yeah. Well, it was always Scotch. Yeah. And I think Scotch was one of probably it was all Scotch, or I think it all came through Canada at the time.
Oh, sure.
And I probably remember that because I watched all of the show Boardwalk Empire, which has a lot of Prohibition era stuff in it.
That was good. The Prohibition was really good for some people to make money on. But no other country has done a prohibition other than perhaps some theocracies. Now, see there, that sound is a Pavlovian sort of sound.
And of course, regular Cutty Sark has a twist-off cap, but because this is, special.
Oh, it's got
it has a cork.
the cork thing.
I just had to pour myself some more.
Well, I don't have a bottle near me. Otherwise, I would too. I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than have
It's
a bottle
the
in the bottom of me.
advantage that my lovely wife is working right now down in the office.
Oh,
And
she brought you a bottle?
No, but it's it's that she's working, and I normally do my podcast recording down there, which is a better room.
Oh, I see.
I'm sitting in
the
my
room
kitchen right
You're
now.
in the room with the beverages. So you're
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of,
sitting-
you're
I'm
kind
sitting
of
in the
at your
kitchen.
kitchen bench thing.
I'm sitting on my kitchen counter, and I've got.
Wait, you're on the counter?
Yeah, I'm on one of those high chairs.
I think in
a small
English
child.
you would say at the counter.
I'm at the counter, yes. And I have some steaks marinating in fajita kind of stuff because I'm going to make fajitas when we're done recording.
Didn't you grill up all your steaks already?
What?
No, you said
Last week I did.
No, so these were different steaks.
Yeah, no, okay, they're not actually steaks. They're like the skirt steaks or the the cheap
Skirts.
cuts.
Yeah, well,
But if you marinate them in like I do like lime juice and Worcestershire and a bunch of other stuff,
so you need an acid.
and I marinate those things and then I cook them out
What
of
it-
the grill.
Well, okay, so lime is the acid.
Yeah, lime, brown sugar, Worcestershire sauce,
Sugar,
some garlic, some jalapeno and cilantro. That's most of it right there.
That sounds very good.
It's amazing actually. It's just fucking incredible.
John and Phil are talking about marinade while getting pickled.
So you grill it and then you
And then I pour
cut
this
it real
marinade.
thin. Oh, so wait, how do you make the marinade? Do you have the stuff left over that do you use the stuff that you were brining it in, or not brining, but marinating it in?
The marinade, once I take the meat out and grill that, I dump it in a separate cast iron skillet on the grill
Okay, right. Thicken it.
with onions and peppers.
A little cornstarch, or you don't need it? It reduces.
No. It mostly cooks off, and then I cook that in the marinade,
Ah, yeah.
and I just cook the shit out of it so it gets slightly burned and everything, and then it's good.
Oh, the burn gets a little smoky.
Yeah. Well, my grill has one of those cast iron skillet things built
yeah.
into it.
Nice, yeah.
That's one of the few times I ever use the thing, but usually I just do the normal cooking grate.
I don't know. It's
Anyway,
hard.
I don't know why I'm talking about this, but it smells good.
It's hard to beat a night while you're in the kitchen. It's hard
Yeah,
to beat.
I'm looking at like all the stuff that I prepared and.
This is secretly a cooking show.
Right, I just described a recipe and told you people at home how to make some amazing beef fajitas.
So far we are talking about whiskey and cooking, and maybe even a little bit of microphones, maybe even a little bit of history.
Yeah, a little history with Jimmy Carter and the Peanuts and Prohibition and politics.
But we don't. Well, there's some politics that you can't avoid politics. But I wish I could, but you can't.
Oh, I have a love-hate with it because I find it's a train wreck I can't not look at.
Well, I used to be kind of a political junkie, news junkie, but I just can't anymore.
It's really stressful.
I don't. It's just too chaotic. Because even in the old days, there was usually some sort of balance, even if you didn't agree with everything. There was some sort of check and balance. There's some kind of a leveling out or something. It's like,
or at least you could see somebody else's point of view and say, William F. Uckley, for example. There's another thing we could jump into. But he somebody like him, old school conservatives and all that, you say, you're full of shit, but at least you have a well thought out opinion, and I think your motives are generally good.
Well, I don't know necessarily about his motives, but he definitely he definitely had it was thought out. Now it's more like barking.
Yeah, it's nasty and it's personal attacks and all this stuff.
It's not even just one side. It's everything is so. It tends to be on one side more than the other, but I'm a little biased. But it's just
So am
barking.
I.
It's yip yip yip, and bark bark bark, and I'm going to chew on your leg. I don't know, or hump your leg or something. I don't know. But then you have to pay, somebody $100,000 so they don't tell their story about you humping their leg. So I don't know. It's just too expensive. Well, so okay.
Yeah.
So on a politics thing, okay. Here's one thing I'm a little confused about. There's a Stormy Daniels, but her real name is something else.
Stephanie. I'm really sad that I know her real name.
No, but well, that's fine. But I won't judge you. But so today I was hearing about somebody that won, a woman that had an alleged affair with 45.
Is this Karen McDougal you're talking about?
But okay, so that's another woman.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
Right?
Finish up. I'll
No,
let
no.
you finish.
No. So, but no, you're right. So that's another woman, though. That's not the alias of Stormy Daniels, right?
No. This is the Playboy model
Oh,
who also she's the one who sold her story to the National Enquirer, and then they didn't publish it.
yeah. So she got that. She got that contract or whatever they had waived, so she can publish her story now. And
She
gonna
got
do
out
some-
of her contract.
some-
But that's not Stormy Daniels.
some fitness articles. No, I thought maybe it was a second lady. I don't know how he keeps track of all these people, all these women.
Well, and these are just the ones we know about.
Binders of women.
Well, no, but so if he says, "Oh, that never happened," is that just because he doesn't remember because he's had so many affairs, or is that? I mean, maybe he's probably just lying.
That sly dog.
But he's getting older, and there's that chance that perhaps he's had so many affairs that he just can't remember them all. I can't keep them all straight, and there's only two,
Yeah, no, and
or though I've only heard of two.
there's supposedly this housekeeper
Oh.
who he like had a
Who's that
illegitimate child.
housekeeper?
The head housekeeper.
Wait, no, I haven't heard this. He had a child with this person?
Well, supposedly he paid a doorman at Trump Tower to keep quiet about some housekeeper.
He paid a
knocked
door
up?
he paid a doorman to knock up a housekeeper?
No,
No, wait, no. Wait.
No. He
And then
paid a doorman to keep that
two
quiet.
Russian women came in and peed on him.
Yeah, that too. That all in the same night.
Wow,
He's
he really
amazing.
he lives it up. No, so how did the doorman know that was the doorman involved? Was it like some
No,
weird kind of
I think the doorman knew about it and he was paid off.
did the housekeeper get anything out of this? She has a kid? So Vanilla Ice is he like part of this?
Vanilla Ice's real name is Guillermo Wallpaper Tree.
No, wait. No, he did some kind of he was in a reality show.
Was
did
he?
No, he did some kind of home improvement show with the Amish or something, didn't he?
Oh my god, that sounds
No.
amazing.
I don't know if you. It depends on how you define amazing, but
My standards are pretty low.
I could be well. I think everyone's has to be today, but I could be wrong, but I believe that Vanilla Ice did some sort of a reality show, home improvement, and I think there was some Amish connection. But I may be confusing. My memory isn't what it used to be, and
Okay.
it never was.
I'm gonna look it up.
Right now?
Yeah, I'm on a computer. We can multitask and.
Well, don't say what. Well, yeah, okay. So right now we're talking. You're marinating. You're searching.
I am marinating. Yes.
And you're searching something.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice Amish? I don't know. I could be confusing
Oh, hold on.
I could be confusing three.
Is it
different
called the Vanilla Ice Project? I think you're onto something.
But is there an Amish connection?
It's on the DIY network.
Is there an Amish connection though?
Hold on.
I don't know where I got Amish.
Holy shit! It says season 7.
What? How?
Okay. It has Vanilla Ice Project.
7 seasons. So maybe every year, every season.
He has a show on DIY Network.
So maybe every season he works with a different kind of political or religious sect. Like, so one year is the Hutterites, and 1 year is the Amish, and 1 year is the... And I don't know where I got the Amish idea.
I don't know, because this one little clip says, the Vanilla Ice Project Seaside Mansion Makeover. That doesn't sound like Amish to me.
As long as they didn't have like...
you're not... Okay, you're imagining that.
A tractor.
As he travels to the largest Amish settlement in the U.S. and learns about traditional hand craftsmanship.
Is that season 1?
Of the Amish community.
Okay. Was that season 1? So you worked with the Amish, and then
I just don't even care.
Well, whatever.
But I had no idea that he had a show.
So one of the seasons, he does some kind of Amish thing.
Okay, so I thought you were making that up.
Well, no, I wasn't sure if I was either.
Just like, to bring it back to my dad, that I thought when he used to talk about this song called Celery Stalks at Midnight, that he was making that shit up, and he wasn't. Because,
it sounds a little bit like a routine from, before Monty Python, the Peter Sellers group. The
Goon Squad.
It sounds a little bit like a Goon Squad skit.
Yeah.
No, isn't there? Okay, now we. God. So we're talking about things that we need to Google. So I think there was some kind of a Goon Squad skit involving that, but I could be wrong. I associate the Celery Stalks at Midnight with the Goon Squad, but I don't know why. I think it has something to do with Vanilla Ice.
And the Hutterites.
Yeah. Well, maybe that was season 2. I have a little computer too, but
you have the internet.
I do. A lot of people have the internet nowadays.
I've heard that.
Not everyone, but maybe.
Sometimes I wish I didn't.
No, social media is getting a little. I appreciate the internet because it's really quick to get information, but the.
Do you realize that if we didn't have the internet, that you would have to talk to people on the phone at your job?
Yeah, that's true.
So I think the internet's pretty damn cool.
I did have a conversation with somebody today. He's an older person where I work, and he doesn't like email. He only likes.
Is this somebody I know?
Yeah, his initials are PO,
okay.
But and he was maybe other initials might be an O or an I or a T, but anyway, he doesn't
really.
He doesn't like he doesn't like email or he just wants to talk on the phone. He's kind of old school, and I was like, well,
wait, is this somebody who works in computers?
Yeah. Well, I know. I'm sure you know the person I'm talking about.
Okay, that's funny because when I used to deal with this person who
same
we're not
person
naming,
well, I don't know.
He never answered his phone. I'm pretty sure he didn't talk on the fucking phone either.
Well,
he just rolled around all day and
because he had roller skates. Or rollerblades.
Yeah.
Okay. No, well, okay.
There's somebody I work with now that is not that different, and I have to wander around campus till I find him.
Phil is flabbergasted.
Yes.
All right. Well, John.
This is way longer and more interesting than I would have expected.
Me too. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anyone else would be interested.
Do you have a recommendation, an endorsement for today?
An endorsement that we might get.
I didn't prepare one, but I thought we talked about that.
Did we get a commercial response to?
No. Something that you've seen or heard or whatever lately that you think people should go check out.
Oh, wow. I don't see and hear a lot of things. I'm a shut-in. No, what have I seen recently? Oh, I'm into these. Monty Don. Monty Don is evidently a very beloved British or UK. Excuse me, England. Sorry, guys, but gardener, and I discovered him on Netflix, and he's got this show called Big Dreams, Small Spaces, I think. And when we watched the show, and it was really interesting. It was, unfortunately.
So is this a reality show?
Yeah, I mean, he goes around and helps people plan their dream gardens.
So this is about gardens. It's not about homes.
No.
So it's as long as it's not tiny houses, I'm with you.
Well, it's tiny gardens.
I'm fucking tired of tiny houses.
Okay, what about two tiny? Okay, I saw a picture today. 2 tiny houses, connected by a sun porch.
What is the point of that?
I don't know. Anyway, maybe you can...
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm totally... I asked you for a recommendation, and I'm pissing on it.
So no, he didn't. He just filmed it. No, the Russians did.
He watches. I like to watch.
Yeah, and it was the same mattress that the Obamas used, so that was very exciting for him.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
Allegedly. So, Monty Don, he's kind of like... He's a really tall guy with... I don't want to say mossy hair, but curly hair. He's sort of like as if a hobbit and an ant had a baby. But anyway, he's this evidently a beloved gardener type person, and we both Jody and I really liked the show, and it was only 6 episodes because it's good and bad that the BBC, they have these little tiny seasons, but if you really get into a show, it's like, I wouldn't mind an episode 7, but whatever. So, but I Googled the guy, and he's got like 50 seasons of Gardener's World or something. We watched a couple of those. So I guess if I wasn't prepared, but if I said a recommendation of something is... I think Americans need to know more about Monty Don. Monty Don.
Okay.
There you go.
That's good.
And maybe he can send me some.
Out.
Maybe he can send me some seeds.
That's great, Phil. I appreciate that.
Well, thanks, John. We never did mention our names.
My recommendation is, I'm going through this project right now where I'm watching all these old movies.
Yeah.
That I got from my late father, who he owned all these things, and there were ones I had never seen.
Right.
So the first one I watched was a Cary Grant movie called The Awful Truth.
Yeah.
This one is super easy to recommend because it's very funny, and I think if you ever watch it, you'll figure out that a lot of other movies kind of borrowed or stole from it.
Sure.
It's got one of those, really romantic comedy plots that seems awfully familiar.
John and Phil have never been in a romantic comedy together.
It's been repeated 1,000 times.
Yeah, and probably they took it from somebody else, but it's very
the French.
very well done, and it's apparently one of the first movies that Cary Grant really got his persona on film.
So it's
set.
So right, okay, I got you. So
where the stereotypical Cary Grant performance was kind of honed on this movie.
Right. So what year was that?
I want to say 1937, something like that.
Oh my God!
So
Wow.
still the Depression.
Yeah.
And it's about a couple of rich people, and they just kind of hang around all day in these fancy apartments and nightclubs and stuff like that. But that's the way a lot of those movies are, and it's definitely a product of its time. But it has a lot of plot and character things that I think people would find very familiar from other movies.
So has it been colorized by Turner yet?
Turner doesn't do shit anymore.
He owns a ranch.
I think he's retired. No, it's not been colorized.
No, okay, I can't watch it then. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie.
Do they colorize anything anymore?
No.
That was
Well,
only for like a couple years, wasn't it?
I think occasionally it gets done, but nobody really cares anymore.
Well, people got really upset about it at the time.
In this list of movies that I put on my blog,
Yeah. Which is what? What's your blog's name?
Ceremonial Tusk Out.
That's right. Which is another reference to something your dad has said.
Yeah, it's funny how we all circle back to that. And really, this is one of the more mainstream, easy movies on the list. Just happened to be the first one alphabetically.
Oh, well, it did start with an A.
Yeah. So I think it was one of those like, wow, I can't believe I've never seen that movie before. Whereas some of the other ones I think will be a little more interesting.
Well, no, I'll definitely watch some of them with you, and we'll talk about them.
Yeah. We'll get
day.
into that too. So,
because I guess we'll talk about food and movies and beverages.
Yeah, or something else that's on your mind, and
another
whatever.
thing. So now we're getting. Maybe this will be 2 episodes, but so when I was in Key Largo, we got to go to Florida, and
did you see Humphrey Bogart?
No.
Sorry,
I'm sure I saw somebody like him. No, a lot of Hemingway types, not really, but there. So we went to this place, and I had a beverage, and it was that's right on time. No, but it was like some kind of aged rum and lime juice and
oh, you told me about this. It was like
simple syrup.
It was a lot like a convent. Okay, so when I say it's like a daiquiri,
yeah,
everybody thinks, oh, it's a daiquiri. It's like a frozen, banana, strawberry.
That's what I always thought when people said daiquiris.
But no, traditional daiquiri is more like a martini with rum and lime juice and simple syrup.
That's what this was. But they called it a Hemingway daiquiri or something. But it had a really, really, really good rum. Anyway, so I got into that for
rum is the new scotch.
It is?
By the way. Yeah.
Oh, I did. Well, here I was. See, I accidentally stumble upon trends. We didn't have time to go to any of the rum places, distilleries or whatever, but I don't think the kids would have been as interested in that. I never got into rum quite so much, although a few years ago I really enjoyed the Dark and Stormies with a really, I suppose more like a black strap sort of.
Dark and Stormies.
Isn't that what they're called?
I know they are. I just.
Well,
we come full circle to Trump.
No, I didn't think that. Stormy.
Dark and Stormy Day.
No, this was Dark and Amish. No, that's a different movie.
Vanilla Ice.
So this was a different kind of rum, but whatever. Yeah, so I got into that for a while. So, and I don't have any rum right now, so I guess today I had gin and lime. And a little soda water. Gimlet, I guess you would say.
That's actually good, too. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Okay, so we've talked about all that. I guess that's it. This probably needs a lot of editing.
I think so, but,
Is this episode 1?
Or episode 0?
Let's call it that.
Okay, episode 0.
And then the next one will be 0.1.
Right.
All right, John.
Well, hey, well, it's been a pleasure, and
Keep it stormy.
keep it stormy, Phil. Good night.
Good night.
Good news. The editor's strike is now over.
Eric and Rob and I usually do on a regular when we do it for real.
Okay, and we'll talk about it later.
If I line up the two highs, we're usually close enough.
I wonder
Yes.
how he feels about the Castros leaving.
The what?
The Castros in Cuba.
Oh, Castros. Yeah, I gotta ask him if I can ever get him on the phone.
Castrados.
They're the castrated Castros, the Castratos.
Been,
New HBO, the Castratos.
John is a potty mouth and a communist.
My lovely wife is giving me some strange looks here.
It was a dark and stormy night. Kind of night when you're feeling alright. You don't want it too tight. Dark and stormy night. When you're tired of the white Russians and you don't want a golden fizz. Time for a dark and stormy. It really knows the biz. Already took Manhattan. Maybe a little old-fashioned, and you're drinking on Long Island. Dark and stormy gives satisfaction. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, but I can't wait for you, girl. I don't want to drink alone, so I gave a dark and stormy world 130K. Cannot take the pain away. I don't want it sweet, I don't want it neat, I just want it stormy, maybe a little bit dark. It was a dark and stormy night.